Gaffer, where did you start to analyse that?
Well, at the start, we wasn't the race at all first half. The first half really concerned me. We couldn't really pass it with any purpose, and the system, that I chose today first half just didn't sort of work. When I changed to a back four, and certainly in the second half we got good chances and well-deserved goal. Second half, well-deserved goal by Danny off Allen's opportunity, and deserved to be 1-0 in front. I thought second half performance. But then, they've not had to earn the result. We've given 2 goals. We've created their 2 goals, and that's disappointing from my point of view. The planning work we've done to come here and try and get a positive result. Oxford have had 2 goals gifted to them.
How do you sort it out? How do you fix it? How do you get them right?
Just keep working with individual players, working with units, working to stop goals. And. You've got to have that killer instinct, to see a game out. Even at 1-1, we've not respected the point as a group. As a group, we've not respected that we've got one point, and lock the pitch down. Make sure you're solid. Make sure that there's no space in behind you. But they just carved us open. Once the ball was given away, the second goal, they just carved us open. And Barnett's on his own in the box. So we've got to work with individuals, got to work with units, and then we've got to keep working with a team. But it'll just come by. Being resilient in what we're trying to do, and there wasn't a resolve about the goal, the 2 goals from them.
Scrappy game. We said in commentary it needed a goal. When the goal did come, it sort of turned it around on its head, really.
Yeah, I thought again, momentum in football. We had the momentum. Tutty's gone on there and started driving forward, which he couldn't do first half or didn't do first half. I think Barnett floated. The game changer floated out of the game. Danny Hilton were getting frustrated. So it was opening up. It was loosening off second half, and I was quite pleased with the way it was going. Scoring the goal was probably where we needed to be, and we deservedly got the goal. But then to not have the street or the savvy to then see the game out, it should have been a 1-0 all day long, but we've given two good opportunities to score against us, and our strikers don't get them opportunities. They do not get an open goal. They don't get an opportunity. They've got to work so hard to create, find, hunt chances down, and that's probably the worrying thing that I've got to go home now and understand and comprehend and evaluate and make sure we get it right.
6 without a win, is that affecting the side mentally, you think, in those positions when you're trying to hold on to a lead?
I don't know. I don't know if that history of what's just happened, the 6 games, affects the present. I really don't believe that happens. I just think in them moments, your game understanding, your game knowledge and game savvy, you've got to make good decisions, and we haven't done that. So I don't think it's down to what's gone on previous. And there was a good spirit about what we did. We've had a really good week, positive week, and I wanted a positive performance. So I don't get hung up when we don't win. I try and learn and try and get positive about the next game and the next, because that's all you can affect. So we've got work to do. And at the minute, the work we're doing, the unit work we're doing individually, we're just not piecing it together.
The game's coming thick and fast now, obviously with the Christmas schedule, and you've got Tuesday as well away at Luton. How does this affect your side going into Luton? Is that a game you could almost do without really now, to just get a little bit of rest and recuperation, I guess?
No, not at all. I've been certainly brought up, once I fall off something, get back up and get back up and fight again. We won't be going hiding anywhere. None of these players will, none of my staff will. We won't become victims overnight. We're just in a bad run of form, and it's up to me as the manager of the football club to get this group of players and my staff up for the next challenge, up for the next fight, and that's what we've got on Tuesday. It represents a good challenge for us, and we performed well last week against Luton, so we'll take a lot of that encouragement. And they're 2 different things. What's happened here today and what's going to happen on Tuesday is 2 different things, and that's what we'll deal with tomorrow morning.
You having a cup run over this busy period might be a kind of carrot and stick type thing for the team, just to get them through this and keep the adrenaline up?
We won't mention the word FA Cup. It's another game that we've got to plan for, we've got to prepare for, and we've got to go into battle. So I'll pick the ones, and I'll pick the players that I believe are ready for that. Some after today might not be. You know, they might not want to get out there, and that's what we'll do tomorrow. I'll ask them players, you know, whether they are ready to go into battle. But certainly that's what we've got on Tuesday night.
And I expect you'll be hoping for a kind of fiery answer to that question. Is there any knocks though after? It was a physical game this afternoon. Any knocks going into it that you picked up immediately?
We've got a dead leg with Mills. Mills has got a dead leg. Danny May took a knock to the back of his knee, so that'll, you know, maybe flare up later on the way home, on the journey home. But apart from that, clean bill of health. You know, just a little bit battered mentally, I suppose.
Cheers, David.
It's interesting, isn't it, Flickers, how people see things like the gentleman there was saying they almost, you know, are the lads suffering from a recent run, and yet I would say the entire opposite. They'd scored a goal, they'd hit the bar, you know, the keeper saved one. They almost got sucked into it, to thinking we can win this now, we're going to win this 2 or 3, and they got caught on the counter.
The signals coming off was to certainly respect and earn that point. You know, we knew that first half we weren't on it. The first half we didn't flow at all. But second half we did, and we created them problems. And I just said to the boys after the game, momentum-wise, it was really productive. Momentum-wise, we had a real foothold in the game. Alum and Lowy was combining well. Danny was coming off the flank. Danny looked menacing second half. He really did, and deserved his goal. But you know, you've got to feel that momentum. You've got to have an instinct to kill a game off, and we didn't do. And it's difficult for me to comprehend that, because as a player, you know, I certainly know how to try and, you know, see games off. It's something that, as a character, you know, I demand people get into slots and make sure that there's no space on the pitch. And we didn't do that. We exposed ourselves, and that's something that, you know, I've got to look at.
Is it one of those with Jimmy Mack there with that ball that maybe, and I'm not suggesting he should do this, but he just, you know, sod it down and take a red card if he has to?
I've not. First of all, the pass. You know, for me, he's got to clip it back into
the box,
into danger. It's just a clip back in. Now, you know, Jimmy's an experienced player, and his thought process there, when he's got the ball, I'm thinking he's just going to put a diagonal clip in there and cause them problems again. Once you've done that, then you can really get your shape set and get people recovering back in. So the first decisions, you know, is not a good one, and then the second one, you know, I don't think he knows what's going on behind him, and I don't think the kid was in the box. So I've got to really see that. And before I make a judgment on that. But your instinct is to maybe, you know, take the player and stop that moment, stop that counter attack somehow. But again, I'll evaluate that on the coach on the way home, and I'll make better judgment Monday really on that.
It's easy, isn't it? It's in the heat of battle.
I think sometimes, Keith, you have an instinct about certain things, and my instinct, but you know, I don't know. It was the far side, whether he's in the box or not in the box. So I think you've got, as a player, you've got a quarter of a second to make a decision.
Exactly.
Whereas you know, we've had 10 minutes to think about what we might have done. But certainly, you know, we didn't deserve to lose, and I'm a lot of thinking on the way home.
I mean, you made changes again with your lone brains guys coming back in. Was there any thought in the back of your mind that, although they both did okay, that I'll keep them out because I know they can't play Tuesday? El Abd and Milson.
No, you know, I've looked at Pabs, and with Pabs' current injury situation, you know, I don't believe Pabs could have done a Saturday and a Tuesday. So Adam Alab was always coming in to play, and again, just to freshen the squad up. Like I said, the shape, the first 15 minutes, you know, didn't work. Having Mills in there and the three midfielders, I thought we could really overpower and overrun them, but we just didn't seem to get hold of the ball, keep the ball, so we couldn't get any part of our game going. But no, the thinking, we've got a very good competitive squad, and now it's a case of making sure that, you know, we utilise that squad to the most impact.
I mean, one thing I must admit, I'm really pleased for the lad. You know, what he did okay. You must have been happy that Joel had a decent game, because, you know, the trouble you've had with keepers in recent weeks, you know, one's in, another one's in, then another one. At least I'm thinking, please don't make any mistakes.
Well, you know, as a manager, you're in a no-win or no-lose situation, so that's the way it is. I've picked their keepers. I've brought Sean, you know, we're working with Rob, and then, you know, I tried to bring Scott Loach in. That didn't work. So, you know, it's something that I've got to get right. We'll continue to work on it and try and get right. But you know, Swan's come in today, and but he's been we played a game against Bolton. Over at Bolton, he was excellent in that. He played across at Southport. He was excellent and steady in that, and his professionalism has been excellent. And I just felt with Rob's mistake last week that once he starts maybe ruminating in the game, then it could affect his performance. So, but Schwann's coming out of the cold and done nothing wrong. No chance for the goals. His kicking was good out to Jonah. His kicking was excellent out to Jonah. So, he's done well, Schwann.
Yeah, I mean, this is his career starts again now, doesn't it? It's the way it is in football, isn't it?
Always, that's the way football is. It's brilliant that that games come thick and fast, and you get an opportunity at times to show what you're about, and as a character and as a player, and Schwann's had that opportunity today.
I was wondering why you didn't bring Nards in the nest, bro. Has he not trained all week? I've just been told. Nards
didn't bring Nards. We'd already made the subs, hadn't we? By then, we'd done the subs by then. I was always, before the goal, I was bringing Nicky on to try and catch. I thought that we'd really loosened them off, and the game had spread, and I wanted to see Nicky Adams go and drive the game forward from that point. You're 1-0 up when I'm making a change. 1-0 up, you've got it back to 1-1. But like I said, we as a football club wanted to earn and respect a point, and we haven't done that as a group. So that leaves me massively disappointed.
How big a game? I know you sort of just said it's another game, and it is just another game. I understand that, but how big a game is it on Tuesday?
It's not
for supporters more than anything else.
I've not said it's another game. I've definitely not said it's another. It's a game that we're preparing for. I've got to ask the question. Was it a game that you really need? Of course, it's a game.
You need every game, don't you?
We love games. We love games, and it's an opportunity to win a football match. So, me, Keith, I'm excited about representing the FA Cup, representing Bury as a manager in the FA Cup. That's my challenge, and I'm looking forward to that. So, it's not another game. It's a game of football that we want to win, that we want to compete in. And like I said last week against Luton, it was a solid performance and a very good performance. So, we'll take a. I'll pick this group up. I will pick this group up. There'll be no overhang. We'll just try and get the answers right for Tuesday.
And you're in a crazy job, aren't you? Because everyone's going. What it's like now. Everyone's going to be having their own opinions. What's gone wrong? What's gone right? You're 4 inches of coming away from here with a 3-1, 3-2 victory. Tuts hit the bar twice. Yeah, exactly.
The shot is fantastic.
Keeper's flick, nowhere near it.
Fantastic. The free kick's good, but listen, goals change games, and we have not been beaten off an Oxford team that's carved us apart and deserved to win this football match. We have created Oxford's best chance of the game. That's what I do. Now that's something that I've witnessed today, and I've got to put that right, because we're in control of that as a football club, and as a manager, we're in control of what happens to them players out there. And today, at key moments, they've just not been able to. Make the right decision. Yeah,
but these are not mugs though, are they? They've got to put it right as well. These are not kids. Some seasoned pros there.
Yeah, and they will. They will, and we will. So we work together on it. I always work together, and we'll get it right. That's what I do. That's what I do believe. Cheers, guys.
Brilliant.